My name is Lisa Zeiler. I am from Vienna, from Austria, and I have been a tourist guide for about 14 years. I'm also active in our European umbrella organization, which is called FEG, the Federation of European Tourist Guide Organizations. And FEG is one of the partners in the European project T-Guide. So this project T-Guide started about 2 years ago. It is a Leonardo project funded by the European Union, and the European tourist guides are very happy that we have been taken on board of this project. The project is about improving the competences and skills of tourist guides to guide people with intellectual disabilities and or learning disorders. So generally, as tourist guides, we like to think that all our customers, all our clients have special needs, but in this case there is very obviously the need to make special preparations, to acquire skills, to learn how to deal with the special needs of people with intellectual disabilities. What we have done in the past 2 years of the project, we have prepared products, we have produced a training manual for tourist guides, which provides something like a curriculum for a special training course, or it could be used almost like a checklist for tourist guides, what to take into account, how to prepare for a guided tour, how to conduct a guided tour, and also how to contact perhaps prospective clients, how to establish good working relationships with institutions that are caring for people with intellectual disabilities. And finally, one of our targets in the long run is also perhaps to establish a relationship with the civil society to improve the way our society nowadays in Europe is dealing with people with intellectual disabilities. So the tourist guides are very passionate about this project. We feel that it's a big challenge, not just expanding our group of clients, although it may be a growing market in Europe, but especially because this project will help us to improve our services, to make the tours more rewarding, both for the tourist guides and also for the people we are guiding, and all in all to create a much more positive experience for our guests and for the tourist guides themselves.
Down on this bench.
Ah, that's it, good. That's very
If it's
good.
empty, I will bring them up here and get them sitting on this bench. If it's not empty, I will bring them up here to point out some things, and then I will move down, if that bench is empty, and then I move them down and get them sitting there, because they can sit around that way, and they can see here, and they can see right down at the end as well. Do I give them too much?
No, that's
What
fine.
do you think?
Yeah, that sounds
Is that what you
great.
do?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Because when you come in here on a normal day, it can be really, really crowded, no benches, and so it can be. Yes,
fine,
yes,
but don't worry about
yes, Yes, I've got it. Yeah.
Yeah. They can patch data, but they can patch that, so they can get the introduction about the Parthenon and what it is here, the colours that they use, how things are located I'm not sure I'm going to talk about that because that's quite a difficult concept. How things are located on the building. I'll just say this is what ancient Greek temples. Getting ready for the party. part. This is where Athena is seated with the clothes that they've made for her. So this is a present for the goddess. Isn't it fantastic? Wouldn't you like to have a present and all that?
And the French had to transport them. They had to transport them to, and that's how we transport them. So, can you see up here? Do you see where they cut it? Do you see all the lines where they've actually cut through so that they can put it in little sections and transport it down the river?
Very much marked, having built in that face, and they had lots of colours of them. This here, you can see all the different colours. You know, the colours there the red and the blue and the gold, and it makes lots of strange patterns, doesn't it? Ruthie? That's for Darren.
Oh, you're so nice.
Not at all, not at all.
Oh, the notebook.
It's a little notebook and also a little badge that says, I love the British Museum. You see, I've got a badge here.
What I was going to say is that you can prepare beforehand by reading all the things that are suggested, whether it's simple language, repetition, blah, blah, blah. But actually, until you're talking to the group and communicating with them, that's when you actually can pull it all together. So, you know, you're not thinking beforehand, I'll say this again and this again and this again because it's repetition. It actually happens because they're looking at you and you are realising what they need to be engaged in the presentation. So repetition is quite important. Like we used kings a lot and palaces a lot, and you know, trying to compare it to what they know, like over here, you know, the queen or whatever. But I think those things come up while you're doing it, and things occur to you because you're in the moment. You have, with a group like that, more than any other group, you actually have to be in the moment, and that's when it begins to work. Well, that's what I felt. Did you feel that,
completely. And also, even though we've been talking about the need for having not just
theoretical
Yes.
background to approaching groups with learning difficulties. We really, even though nothing prepares you for each individual group, you really need to have a practical session at least once.
Yeah, I was
So
you would probably agree that in order to train these competences, just theoretical study is not enough. The most important part.
yeah.
Well, my opinion is, I was thinking before about special needs. Maybe we also, some tourist guides said, everybody is a human being, everybody has special needs somehow. So, but in this case, with people with intellectual disabilities, I noticed how much important is the relation between the tourist guide and the group. It's all based on relations, because when they had the cup of tea together, maybe here the real relation started, and that's maybe this can be also a focus of our final products and also for the conference in Brussels. We are proposing now a sort of alternative to the classical tourist guiding, which is sometimes made of use and throw it away. Must be really quick, not that much relation between the group and the tourist guide. In this case, we are all proposing maybe an alternative model to this kind of tourism. That's my opinion.
And it does seem to depend more on people's skills, doesn't it, than
Yes,
because it's not just giving information and then receiving it. It's much more relationship.
You need more sensitiveness. Is in English sensitiveness?
Yeah.
I think that it's a wonderful experience for the project to have a real group and the direct touch between tourist guide and people with intellectual disabilities in a real situation. I think that it's for the project it's a wonderful experience.